Everyone loves going for a swim, but there are some waters you should never tread. Hello and welcome back. Today, we're counting down the top 10 places you should never swim. Let's get started. At number 10, Gansbai. Gansbai is a fishing town in Western Cape, South Africa. It's a popular tourist spot and might be the perfect place for swimmers. There's a catch though, its waters are filled with sharks. The town has a large, dense population of great whites and tiger sharks. It's even a whale watching site for rare whale species like the southern right whale. The place has become a popular cage diving destination, but the waters are still too dangerous for people to swim. The shark population is usually harmless, but it still poses a threat to anyone in the open water. At number 9, the Ganges River. The Ganges River in India is considered one of the most sacred places on earth, with devout people bathing in the waters to cleanse their sins. They really shouldn't be doing that though. The river is heavily contaminated with pollutants and even human remains. 40,000 people are cremated and laid to rest in the river every year. India's industrial waste dumping has polluted the river with toxic chemicals over 70 times the safe limit. To make matters worse, sewage disposal systems has filled the river with fecal matter that is over 3,000 times the safe limit. In effect, swimming here would mean wading through a deadly mix of dead people and feces. It doesn't sound very pleasant. At number 8, Bubbly Creek. The Bubbly Creek might sound like a cheerful place, but trust us, it's really not. The Chicago River's Bubbly Creek is a cesspool of polluted materials and is named Bubbly Creek because of the bubbles on its surface. It's found between McKinley Park and Bridgeport in the U.S. city of Chicago. The bubbles form because of decomposing meat in the water, since there are no living organisms in the water to decompose the material in the usual way through a natural food chain in the water's ecosystem. The creek is completely polluted by blood, urine, manure, and body parts. For hundreds of years, Union stockyards in the city have used it as a dumping site, causing irreparable damage. The stench and the pollution in the urban creek have made the water unlivable, much less swimmable. So if someone invites you to go for a dip in the Bubbly Creek, you might want to sit that one out. At number 7, the River Nile. The River Nile is yet another place you would not want to swim. The river may not be filled with blood, as in the biblical tales, but it can certainly get bloody. There's one cause for the blood and gore: crocodiles. The creatures lie in wait for prey across the entire Nile as it flows through 11 African countries and are growing steadily in numbers. Crocodiles might not seem like the scariest of beasts, but the Nile crocodiles are the most dangerous in the world. Worse still, they are man-eaters, and as some of the largest freshwater predators, they can cart off humans easily if they get too close. They can manage to do this very fast, as they have an average speed of 35 kilometers an hour, just fast enough to grab an unsuspecting victim in a minute. The crocodiles are opportunists, waiting under the surface of the Nile to kill hundreds of people and animals each year. At number 6, Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria in Africa is an expansive, beautiful lake that seems like the perfect place for a swim. Don't trust appearances though, because it can kill you in more ways than one. The lake is highly toxic and is filled with raw sewage and industrial waste. Chemicals are a lesser concern, however, because the climate is the real killer here. Lake Victoria has its own mini-climate that causes dangerous storms and bad water conditions. The weather is unpredictable here. One minute, the gentle lake will reflect the sunlight, and the next minute, a storm will cover miles of water. The climate itself causes 5,000 deaths per year, killing local fishermen who are bound to find food in the lake. Remember the Nile crocodiles? They're found here too. A large brood of the seasoned killers has spread out across the water body, waiting to kill any swimmers left if they survived the climate and toxic chemicals. At number 5, Gulf of Mexico. You would think that the Gulf of Mexico would be an excellent vacation spot with its pristine blue waters and white sandy beaches. It's what lays under the water that matters: snakes. That's right, the Gulf of Mexico is crawling with sea snakes. The snakes may look like eels with their laterally compressed bodies, but unlike eels, they do not stick to the ocean bed. The sea snakes don't have gills, so they need to rise to the surface of the water to breathe. Any swimmers can spot them wiggling around in the waters with paddle-like tails. While that might be a scary thought, the snakes will not attack unless provoked. If you provoke them though, get ready for a painful death. The sea snake bite has a paralyzing effect, its venom immobilizing your body in the middle of the ocean. Paralysis could be deadly. At number 4, the Amazon Basin. Speaking of snakes, the Amazon basin is also infested with them. Here, the snakes are considerably larger. They're anacondas. Located in South America, the Amazon basin is drained by the Amazon River. The basin spans 6.3 million square kilometers and is present in 9 countries. Aside from its sheer size, the most daunting thing about the basin is its wildlife. Large populations of anacondas live there, waiting to strangle their prey in the murky water. What's scarier is that the anacondas have company. Red-bellied piranhas swimming the basin, nibbling flesh, as well as kangaroo fish that can enter your urinal tube and eat you from the inside out. If you think that's shocking, the native electric eels may shock you even more. Actually, they will literally shock you with a stronger volt capacity than an electric socket. Needless to say that none of these creatures are welcoming to visitors and make swimming in the beautiful Amazon basin less than ideal. Lake Karache. You might spend hours on a usual lake, fishing and frolicking. But if you spend even an hour on Lake Karache, you will die. The Russian lake is small and looks harmless, but it happens to be a former nuclear dump site for toxic waste. A nuclear waste processing facility called Mayak used the lake as a dumping ground from 1951 till 1968. The 17 years of radioactive waste buildup has effectively killed all life within the lake and has the ability to kill even now. In the 70s and 80s, concrete blocks were placed in the lake to deal with irradiated sediment buildup and further pollution in nearby areas. The lake is still so dangerous it has a higher level of radioactivity than Chernobyl. It is located in the Ural Mountains in Russia and is considered the most polluted open-air location on Earth. Needless to say, this is one swim you'll want to miss. At number 2, Nibragongo Crater's Lava Lake. Usually, lake trips sound very enjoyable and peaceful, but this lake is the stuff of nightmares. That's because it is a lava lake that can burn off everything it touches. It is the world's biggest permanent lava lake and covers an area of 282 million cubic feet. The pool molten rock comes from the 8 volcanoes of the Virunga Range of Africa. The volcanoes are highly active, with multiple explosions in the last 50 years, the last one occurring in 2002, and the lake has since risen. The burning hot lava clearly indicates that the lake is deadly, but the heat isn't the only way the lake can kill you. The lava causes toxic carbon levels to rise in the air and has been known to cause deaths in the area, especially the deaths of small children. So it's best to avoid having a dip in the crater's lake unless you have a death wish. And at number 1, the Samosin Hole. If science fiction writers needed inspiration for a dystopian underwater hell, they should look up the Samosin Hole. The Samosin Island in Thailand is a dangerous swimming location for a few reasons. These include the fact that it's 300 feet deep. If you get lost diving in there, there's little chance of survival. The hole is nearly completely dark, so you'll not be able to see much or get yourself out. If that wasn't enough, it gets strong currents that have previously swept away and drowned divers and swimmers. As if those stakes aren't high enough, the hole used to be a military dump site and is littered with bullets and unexploded bombs. So if you swim in the hole, you might get lost in a dark abyss, blown to bits by a bomb, or swept away by natural currents never to be seen again. Exploring the Samosin Hole might just be the scuba dive of death. That's all we have for you today. Those are the top 10 places you should never swim. Which of those places scare you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Also, like our video and subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. Make sure to turn on the bell icon to get notifications. See you guys next time.